Now magnetism lesson 14, lesson 12, lesson 13, lesson 14. These are definitely not for your school examination or your board examination, either CBSE or ICSE, and only for JEE Main and Advanced. And only you have to remember only the final expression, no need to derive it, but I'm explaining. In 12 and 13, for two different orientations of two short bar magnets, I had derived the expressions for torque, for energy and force, and this is the third case, magnetism 14, case 3. Dipole-dipole interaction, we shall derive the expression for the force experienced by one magnet due to the second magnet, force experienced by this magnet due to this magnet, or force experienced by this magnet due to this magnet. And we shall also derive the energy of the first magnet due to the second magnet, and the energy of the second magnet due to the first magnet, and also the torque experienced by the first magnet due to the second magnet, and the torque experienced by the second magnet due to the first magnet. So these three expressions we will derive. Now look at the orientation. Here is a short bar magnet, here is another, they are lying like this. O1 is the center of this first magnet, O2 is the center of the second magnet. South pole of the first magnet, north pole of the first magnet. South pole of the second magnet, north pole of the second magnet. Now the distance between O1 and O2 between their centers is R, and so now let us, and we know magnetic moment of a magnet is directed from south to north. So the magnetic moment of the first magnet will be directed from south to north, that I have shown here, M1. The magnetic moment of the second magnet will also be directed from south to north, and that I have shown it here as M2. And we will find what is the magnetic field at the point O1 due to this magnet, second magnet, we will call it B2. And the magnetic field at O2 due to the first magnet, we will call it as B1. It will be directed to this side, and that we will explain. So now let us move on. What I just explained is I have written it down. Let O1 is the center of one magnet, the first magnet. O2 is the center of the another magnet, the second magnet, that is this one. R is equal to the distance between O1 and O2 is very much clear from here, which I have shown it here. Now the magnetic length is from south to north, that I have taken it as a 2L. 2L is equal to magnetic length of each magnet. And since O1 is the midpoint of the first magnet, O2 is the midpoint of the second magnet, therefore from N to O1 will be 2L by 2, and from S to O1 will be also 2L by 2. So from N to O1 is equal to the distance from S to O1 is equal to 2L by 2, that is L. Similarly for the second magnet, the distance from N to O2, from N to O2 and from S to O2 will be half of 2L, that is L. So NO2 is equal to SO2 is equal to 2L over 2, that is also L. Let small m is equal to pole strength of each pole. This pole, this pole, this pole, this pole, they are of equal strength, let it be small m. And what you have to realize is the following two things very importantly. O1 is on the axial line of magnet 2. Look, this is the second magnet, magnet 2. This is the axial line. This line, I have not drawn it. This is the axial line. So the O1 is on the axial line of the second magnet. And O2 is on the equatorial line of magnet 1. And the point O2, let me show it like this. If you look at this magnet, this is the first magnet. Due to this, if you want to find the field at O2, then O2 lies on the equatorial line. This is the equatorial line. This is the equatorial line of the first magnet, and O2 is on the lying on the equatorial line of the first magnet. So now let us move on. So now the distance. Now look, the distance between O1 and south pole of the second magnet. The distance between O1 and the south pole of the second magnet, that is from here to here, will be R minus this distance, that is R minus L. So distance between O1 and the south pole of the second magnet is R minus L. Similarly, distance between O1 and north pole of the second magnet. Distance between O1 and the north pole of the second magnet is from O1 to this N. That is, from here to here is R, from here to here is L, so R plus L. So distance between O1 and north pole of the second magnet is R plus L. We will use these two expressions while finding the force, right? Now let us move on. Let M1 is the magnetic moment of the first magnet, M1, which I have shown it here, directed from south to north. And M2, magnetic moment of the second magnet, I have shown it here towards this side, M2. And here in the diagram, look at, this is the south pole, this is the north pole, so its magnetic moment will be directed from south to north, that is to this side, that is shown as M2. Now both magnets are short, so we shall use expressions, this expression and this expression, which we had derived in previous lesson. For a short bar magnet, the field on the axial line at a distance r from the center of the magnet was mu0 over 4 pi T(m) over r cube. This we shall use to find B2, magnetic field B2 at O1. This expression we shall use to find the magnetic field of this magnet at point O1, that is to find B2, right? Now then we had derived in previous lessons magnetic field on the equatorial line for a short bar magnet was mu0 over 4 pi m over r cube. This was the magnetic field from the center of the magnet at a distance r on the equatorial line. We will use this expression to find magnetic field B1, means magnetic field due to the first one at point O2, which is on the equatorial line of the first bar magnet. Look, the point O2 is on the equatorial line, and the point O2 is at a distance r from its center. So we will use this expression to find B1. So let us find. So from here, B2, that is magnetic field due to the second magnet at point O1. Point O1 is on the axial line of this magnet. So we will use the axial line formula. So that will be mu0 over 4 pi 2 M2 divided by R cube. And its direction is B2 at O2. B2 at point O1. Similarly, now from here, B equatorial, B1 is mu0. For which purpose we are finding this? To find B1, that is magnetic field due to the first bar magnet at point O2. Magnetic field due to this bar magnet, short bar magnet at point O2. Point O2 is on the equatorial line of this bar magnet at a distance from here to here equal to R. So using this expression, your B1 becomes mu0 over 4 pi magnetic moment of the first magnet and the distance, that is R cube. That is also I have shown here. B2 I have shown here. I have shown it here also. Now let us find out the torque. or the couple, a rotating force. As we know, torque, tau is equal to m cross b, and this is the magnitude part of the torque. When a bar magnet having magnetic moment m is kept in another magnetic field b, it experiences a torque. Means the magnet which will be experiencing torque, this m, magnetic moment, is magnetic moment of that magnet, and this is the other field, other magnetic field in which it is experiencing the torque. So using this expression, which we derived earlier, torque on first magnet due to the magnetic field of the second magnet. So we are finding the torque for the first magnet. So we will use m for the first magnet, that is m1, and we will use b for the second magnet, that is b2. Now, since there is a cross product, there is a sine term, then we have to find out what is the angle between m1 and b2. So it is 90 degree. I will show you in the figure. So the torque is equal to m1 cross b2, magnitude of m1, magnitude of b2, sine 90. Sine 90 is 1. So this comes out to be mu naught over 4 pi 2 m1 m2 over r cube. Let us check whether angle between m1 and b2 is 90 degree or not. Look at m1 and b2. Look, m1 is to this side, b2 is to this side. M1 is to this side, B2 is to this side. M1 is to this side, B2 is this side. So angle between them is 90. So sin 90 is 1. And what will be the direction? The direction will be the direction of M1 cross B2. The direction will be M1 cross B2. Means this is your M1. This is your M1. Your B2 is to this side. So if you put a screw here and rotate M1 to B2, it will be, the torque will be, the couple will be clockwise. Now, similarly, now find out, let us find out, similarly, torque on the second magnet due to the magnetic field of the first magnet. And we shall use, we know torque is equal to m cross b. The magnet that will be experiencing the torque, we have to take the magnetic moment of that magnet, and the magnetic field in which experiencing torque, this is that B. So your second magnet having magnetic moment m2 is in the magnetic field of the first magnet. So tau 2 is equal to m2 cross b1 is a cross product. So m2 b1 sin 90. I will show you how it is 90 degree. So put the value of b1 and multiply with m2. So this becomes mu naught over 4 pi 2 m1 m2 over r cube. This is also clockwise. Now let us look at where angle between m2 and b1. Look, m2 was the magnetic moment of the second one, is to this side. Is to this side. Now, and b1. And b1 is to this side. m2 is to this side. And b1 is to this side. So angle between them is 90. And m2 cross b will be also clockwise. So what is the conclusion? Both the torques, the torque experienced by the first bar magnet in the magnetic field in the second one, and the torque experienced by the second bar magnet in the magnetic field of the first one, both are equal to mu naught over 4 pi 2 m1 m2 over r cube, and both are clockwise. What you have to remember here is torque is proportional to 1 by r cube, right? That is the thing you have to remember for your final, for your JEE main and advanced examination. Now let us go to find out the energy. We know energy, potential energy of a bar magnet when it is in a magnetic field was the negative dot product of m dot p. M of the magnet and B another B. So that is equal to minus mb cos theta. Now, so how we have to interpret this? Now, potential energy of the first magnet due to B of the second magnet means we have to use M for the first magnet and B for the second magnet in the expression. So M for the first magnet, magnetic moment, dot B2. So that is equal to, since the dot product, that's a cos term, cos 90, cos 90 is 0. So the potential energy is 0. Now look at the angle between M1 and B2 from here. I have already explained. M1 is to this side, B2 is this side, angle between them is 90. So cos 90 is 0. So the potential energy of the first bar magnet in the magnetic field of the second magnet is 0. Similarly, potential energy of the second magnet due to the magnetic field of the first magnet will be U2 will be minus M2 dot B1, and that is a dot product. So there is a cos theta term, cos 90 is 0. So the potential energy is 0. That is both potential energy of the first one and the second one, both are 0. That is potential energy for both of them are 0. Now if you look at angle between M2 and B1, look at here, angle between M2 and B1. M2 is to this side, B1 is to this side, so angle between them is 90, so cos 90 is 0. So the potential energy for both the magnets is equal to 0. Now let us calculate the force. Now let us calculate the force. Now let us come to the force part of it. Now look, both magnets are short. Means the distance at which we are finding out the field is large as compared to the length. That is, L is very, very less than R. Now look, the south pole of the second magnet. The south pole of the second magnet from the center of this magnet is at a distance from O to this S. That is from here to here. And this will be equal to R minus L. The south pole of the second magnet is on the equatorial line of the first magnet, but at a distance R minus L. The south pole is on the equatorial line of this magnet, but at what distance? This distance. This distance is R minus L, and we R minus L. And so the magnetic field at S is BS, magnetic field at the south pole. Due to this magnet, the magnetic field here at the south pole, since this is on the equatorial line, we will use the expression for equatorial line for a short bar magnet. And what was that? It was mu naught over 4 pi M over R cube. This was the expression. Now here the distance is R minus L. So mu naught over 4 pi magnetic moment of the first magnet divided by cube of the distance. And it is a short bar magnet. Therefore I am using this expression. And what was its direction? It will be opposite to B1. Due to this bar magnet at this point, the magnetic field is this much. And we had derived it is opposite to B1. In previous lessons, when we had found out magnetic field on the equatorial line, in previous lessons, we had taken like this, south, north. For a point here, the magnetic field was to this side. So, due to this bar magnet at point S, the magnetic field is to this side. That is opposite to B1. That is opposite to B1. That is what I have written. And we know force experienced by a pole having pole strength M in a magnetic field B was F was equal to M times B. So at this point we have found out the field which is this much, and its pole strength is M. So this will experience a force. This south pole will experience a force. So force on the south pole of the second magnet is, using this expression, pole strength and the field there due to the first magnet. So putting this value here, it becomes mu naught over 4 pi M1 small m over R minus L whole cube. And it will be opposite to B1 in the direction of BS. Similarly, the field at the North Pole. Now, due to this bar magnet, what will be the magnetic field at the North Pole of the second magnet? This point is also on the equatorial line of this magnet, but at what distance? R plus L. So this North Pole is on the equatorial line of this bar magnet at a distance R plus L. So the field at the North Pole of the second magnet will be Bn, magnetic field at the North Pole of the second magnet, using the same expression, using the same formula which I derived earlier. So mu naught over 4 pi m1 over distance cube, that is R plus L cube, in the direction of B1, right? Now in the direction of B1. So force on the North Pole of the second magnet will be m times the field, pole strength times the field. So mu naught over 4 pi m1 small m1 over R plus L cube in the direction of B1. Now if you look at both the expressions, this force and this force, here the denominator is less, here the denominator is more. So force on the South Pole is more than value of the force on the South Pole of the second magnet is more than the value of the force on the North Pole of the second magnet, and that is what I am saying. So Fs is greater than Fn. So the net force will be the difference of the two, because both are in opposite directions. So the net force on the second magnet due to the first magnet is force on the second magnet is Fs minus Fn. I just subtract, I take mu naught over 4 pi common. So I am left with this. So take the LCM. This comes out to be this much, where m2 is equal to pole strength times the length, right? Now there is again an approximation. If the distance r is very greater than L, means L can be neglected. So neglecting L here and L here, the denominator becomes r to the power 6, and here we have r 2. So in the denominator we are left with r to the power 4. So if r is very greater than L, your force is equal to mu naught over 4 pi 3 m1 m2 over r to the power 4. What you have to remember here is force is proportional to 1 by r to the power 4. For such an orientation, means this magnet experiences a force due to this magnet which is equal to this, and if the distance, if this distance is large compared to the length, then the force is proportional to 1 by r to the power 4. And similarly, since action is equal to reaction, the second bar magnet, that is this bar magnet, will also apply the same force on the first magnet. That is F1 is equal to mu naught over 4 pi 3 m1 m2 over r to the power 4 if r is very greater than L. You have to remember this thing. Force is proportional to r to the power 4. Then you have to remember potential energy is 0. Potential energy for both of them is 0. And then you have to remember torque on both the magnets. Equal to mu naught over 4 pi 2 m1 m2 over r cube, that is proportional to 1 by r cube. Let me arrange the papers properly so that first then this first, then the second, then the this is your force. So this was your first phase, in case you want to note it down. Slow, you can run the video slowly in YouTube and note it down also. But I tell you time and again, this is not for your school or board examination. This is only for your JEE main and advanced examination. Only thing that you have to remember is the final expression and how it is proportional to the distance, and how the energy is equal to 0, and how the force is proportional is inversely proportional to r to the power 4. Is inversely proportional to r to the power 4.